One of the greatest things any of us can do for each other, that we can do every day in every interaction that we have with each other, is to have presence for the silent suffering that exists in one another. It's one of the kindest things that you can do, to have a calm presence of yourself through the suffering that you are going through uniquely and that another is going through. And all of us have this. All of us have this. Inevitably, we will have it. And that is beautiful. And that is okay. It is good. It is good because it means we're coming awake to something that is occurring within ourselves, that we're gaining strength, we're being sharpened, made lighter. And whenever we have this allowance of each other for the depth of suffering that one may be experiencing, and so much of human life is that acceptance of the difficulty that you are facing, the allowance of your own being. And if we can give this to each other, if we can have presence for it, your calm nature will touch another. And it gives safety. It gives a safe environment in place for these traumas to arise, and for them to be let go of. And so much of this occurs subconsciously. An overwhelming majority of us, we will not have an awareness necessarily of the great suffering within us. But we will be stuck almost in this reactionary state that we were seeking continually an escape from. But you cannot outrun it. And you cannot hide from it. But whenever you have presence for it, it allows it to come to the surface and be let go of. And so much of this is done in presence. If we can simply have presence for the suffering, for the wounding, for the trauma, for the conditioning that has been placed upon each and every one of us, that we are less, that there is something inherently wrong, that we are not enough. If we can have presence of this in ourselves and for each other, simply an acceptance and an allowance, a calmness that this is occurring, naturally, inherently, it will allow this suffering is brought to the surface, and we can let go together. We can let go together. And whenever I break my chains, yours are weakened. And whenever you break your chains, I am more free. And it is inescapable in this way that this is occurring, consciously or unconsciously. We are communicating this with each other. We are having a dialogue, you and I. I do not have to open my mouth and speak to you for this communication to be occurring. In our physiology, in our biology, in ways that we do not have a present conscious awareness or understanding of, I'm communicating to you, whether I'm speaking verbally or not. I'm communicating to you, and you are communicating to me. We are having an exchange. We are deciding if it is safe. We're determining, even silently, if it is allowed to be who we are, if you are safe to be who you are, if you are a danger, if you will cause a danger, should you be afraid, should you react. It is a loose agreement that we have made here, that we do not cause great harm to each other. It is a beautiful thing that we have come to, that we will allow a presence for each other. It is beautiful that we have found this little space in time where we have enough. We are told that we do not have enough. We are told that we are in such danger in every moment. But we exist in this small space in time where so many of us are allowed the opportunity even to have presence for thought and feeling. And it's a beautiful thing that we have arrived at now, to slowly, bit by bit, moment by moment, the only way it can be done, moment by moment, grow further in this presence, in this acceptance of ourselves, in the allowance of a witnessing of another, the suffering of another, the greatness of another, the love, the fear, the totality of a being, to allow it a place to be. And as we do this, as you grow more in this, as I grow more in this, the freedom that we allow of ourselves in another, the acceptance, the allowance of what one may be going through silently, even unconscious to themselves of it. As we come to this, as we further this in ourselves, it facilitates it upon another. That communication in our physiology, in our biology, in our verbiage, in our actions, in the way we carry ourselves, in the energy between us. It is all a language we are sharing. It is all a language. It is a discussion. We are sharing. We are learning. What are we? What am I? What are you? Is it a good thing? And what will it mean? We're determining of ourselves here. That is all of what existence is. We're determining of ourselves. We're having a conversation that we may know. So, you who is awake to it, let's grow in this together. Let us have presence for the suffering of one and the suffering of another. Let us have an allowance of each other. Let us ease these burdens in each other, and not a word need be spoken, though we may be. And as we continue and we grow in this work, you will see it. You will see everything become more kind, more compassionate. There will be more strength in the people near you, because they are allowing of themselves to embody it, because you have provided a space for it within your being. And as you do so for another, inherently, as they gain in what you have provided and given in that safe space, so too will they provide it of you, that you may be as you are. Suffering, presence, arise to the surface, every piece of conditioning, and we let it go. And we are more for it, for what we have let go of, for what we have had presence for. And this is a beautiful thing that every one of us can do for another. Close friend, family, business relation, stranger upon the street. We can do this for each other. Moment by moment, the only way that it is done, moment by moment, and what you have of yourself. We may give this to each other. And that is good news. A reason to be grateful. The presence of suffering. Arise and let go. A safe place to be. I am that you are. Glory, grace, strength. Thank you. Grateful, God. Courage, strength, protection. I'm with you. And I thank you.